which is written by Ajin Abraham. He calls it Xenotics Python Keylogger. So yep, I'm going to use this keylogger to see what all I can do. So I've downloaded it. I've downloaded the source code, and I'll just go to that. Yes, in here. So okay, this is the source of the keylogger. So first of all, I'm going to run the Python file. So I'll just open my command prompt and go into the directory where the keylogger is downloaded. And there we go. This is the keylogger. So let me run this keylogger.py file, and here it says there are different modes available actually. So the first mode, local, what it does is, it saves the file locally on the computer. And the second one, it sends the logs to a Google form. Third one sends the logs to email, and the fourth one uploads the log file to an FTP account. Just for the demonstration, just to see if the script is working fine, let me use the local mode, which means let me see if the keylogger log file actually gets saved on my local directory or not. So let me say local as this argument. As you can see, the command prompt went off the screen. Now let me type something. Let me open my notepad and let me type something. Hey, this is what does this. This is Tejas Swaroop, and I am a YouTuber, blah 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 blah. So I'm just going to type something here to just see if the file gets saved or not. Alright, so there is this thing called okay, so there you go. There is a file, there is a text document which says keylogs, and yep, there you go. This is all the keystrokes that I have typed just now when I have run the keylogger. So yep, it's working. So let me try the other modes, but before that, let me go ahead and end all the processes that belongs to this Python script. So I'm going to end them. Alright, so now I'm going to actually have a look at the code. I'm opening it with idle, and yep, this is the code. And obviously I have made some modifications to the code after I downloaded it. For example, I've changed the PyHook module, which is related to capturing all the keystrokes and recording the mouse pointer positions and all that stuff. So actually I have renamed that module from PyHook to PyWinHook. I don't know the difference between PyHook and PyWinHook, but PyHook did not work for me, so I did a research, I did some googling, and I was able to fix it by changing the module name to PyWinHook. So if you guys are having trouble with that, you can just change it to PyWinHook. Anyways, I'm interested in sending the log files or uploading log files to my FTP server. So I'll go with the FTP option right here. So this is the code, and where is the FTP function? Alright, so this is the FTP method which handles the file uploading to the FTP server. So I have configured all my FTP details. These are the server, my username, my password, and my output directory to where I want to upload the log file which contains the keystrokes of the user. So yep, let's just go ahead and try it. Let's go to the directory again, downloads, keylogger, and what's the name of the file? I forgot it. It's Xenotics Python Keylogger. That's hard to remember. Okay, and I'm going to give the mode as FTP right here, and let's see if it actually works. FTP. So as usually, the thing went off, and I'm going to do this. Hi, I changed the mode to, I don't know, I'm typing some random text to FTP mode. Let us see if the file get uploaded to my FTP server. So I have typed some text after running the keylogger in the FTP mode, and now it's time for me to check my FTP server. So I'll log into my 000 web host account. So yep, here you can see this thing says logs1.txt Yep, so look at this. This is the exact same text that I've typed using my keyboard after I executed the Python script in FTP mode, and yep, it actually worked. It uploaded the log file to my server. Alright, so we managed to run the script and steal the keystrokes and upload the keystrokes log file to my FTP server. And notice here that the antivirus did not show up that this is a malicious kind of script. Basically, it's because the script we executed is a Python script and it's not in an executable format. It's not in .exe format. So probably that's why the antivirus. I'm using the Norton. Is that Norton? I'm sorry. Yeah, Norton security. So I'm using the Norton security antivirus and nothing came up. Alright, so now I'm going to try to convert this Python script into a exe file to see if after I converted it into a exe file and after I executed that exe file on my computer, let's see if the antivirus comes up with a security warning after I convert it into an exe file. Alright, so before I convert this Python file into a .exe file, I need to make some changes with the code actually. So I need to edit this script in such a way that even if there are no arguments specified while executing the script, it by default runs in the FTP mode, because the FTP mode is all that we need now. So I'm just going to make some changes to the script. So obviously I need to make some changes over here where it says sys.argv. so you could see for the FTP mode the value of the variable x is set to be 4. So I'll just remove all this thing. And I'm going to set the value as 4 and hide is a function which is called after assigning the value of x. So I think this works. So let me save it on my desktop. Let's create a new folder. Let's say Keylogger FTP mode. FTP is enough, I guess. So Keylogger FTP, and I'll save it as keylogger.py. Simple to remember name. Alright, so let me just to cross check before converting it into a exe file, let me see if the script is actually working, if the modified script is actually working. So let me go to the Keylogger FTP folder and let me execute the keylogger.py. Yep, it's running now. And let's type something. This is Teja Swaroop. Subscribe to PewDiePie. Okay, let me open my FTP server now. Let me refresh my FTP server to see if the file is actually uploaded. Yep, logs1.txt. This is Teja Swaroop. Subscribe to PewDiePie. Yep. Yeah, the keylogger actually worked. It has actually uploaded the log file into my FTP server. So yeah, we are good to go now. We are good to convert this thing into an exe file, and in order to convert this into an exe file, I'm using this py2exe, auto py2exe, which is a tool to convert .py script into executable file. So I have already installed it and I'm going to open it right now. I'm going to open the tool. It is a graphical interface tool, so it's easy to use it. So first of all, I need to choose the script which I want to convert to exe file. So it's on my desktop, keylogger FTP, keylogger.py file, and then I just want to even choose the output directory. So I'll just choose the output directory. I'll save it on the desktop again. I guess I'll save it on the desktop again. This PC desktop, and I'll make a new folder. I'll say something like keylogger underscore exe. Okay, keylogger underscore exe, and I'll click on convert .py to .exe, and let's just wait until the py file is converted into the exe format. Alright, it seems like the conversion is done. Let me open the output folder. And there we go. This is the exe file that we have converted from the Python file. Alright, now that I have converted the Python file into an exe file, let me actually scan this with my antivirus to see if it gives any a security warning, but here it says no threats found. So my antivirus failed to detect that it is a keylogger. Alright, now let me execute this exe file and let's see if it works, if it actually uploads the log file to my FTP server, and also let us see that if my antivirus will be able to detect that it is actually a malicious software that is recording all the keystrokes and sending it to a third-party server. So let me double click it to execute, and it's probably running in the background. Now let me go ahead and type something. These keystrokes, sorry for the spelling mistake there, I don't care because it's just for demo. So these keystrokes are recorded by the exe file, and I don't know, I'll just type some. Oh, look at this, it does say something. It says Keylogger does not have a valid signature. Keylogger is the name of the file that we have executed, and it says that Keylogger does not have a valid signature. And here you can see it actually monitors the network activity that is happening on my computer. So it says my computer is connecting to files.000webhost.com, where my FTP server is located, on the TCP protocol on port 21. So it is diagrammatically representing it that my computer is connecting to files.000webhost.com. But it does not say that this file is a keylogger, or this file is trying to steal the personal information by recording the keystrokes and all that type of data, and it is sending this to a third-party server. It doesn't say anything like that. And also it did not block this file automatically. It just showed you this firewall alert saying that Keylogger does not have a valid digital signature, which means it's just saying that this file does not come from a known developer. So that's what it is saying. It's not saying that it is malicious or anything. It just is saying that it is not from a known developer. So alright, now let me go back to my file manager, to my FTP account, and let me refresh this. Let me refresh my file manager to see if the log file has been successfully uploaded or not. So there we go, there's a logs.txt file. Let me open it, and yep, these are the keystrokes that I've typed after I run the executable file. Alright, now comes the part where the hacker needs to get this keylogger running on people's computers so that he can steal their information. So how does he do that? How does a hacker get such malicious tools to run on the victim's computers? For example, a hacker can fake something. For example, let's say Internet Download Manager, which is a very popular tool on the internet used to download things from the internet. It is not a free software, and people always search about how to download the cracked version of the Internet Download Manager so that they can use the paid version of Internet Download Manager for free, because people always look this up on the internet, and people download lots of cracking tools or cracked versions of Internet Download Managers to use Internet Download Manager without having to pay anything. So hackers can take advantage of such tools, such popular tools which have lots of popularity and lots of search volume, and people are always trying to look up these things and trying to bypass the payment and all that stuff. So hackers can take advantage of this, and they can fake this keylogger as a cracked version of a software like this. For example, a cracked version of Internet Download Manager. So I'll just show you a demo of it. So I have Internet Download Manager installed in my documents, and what I'm going to do now is, first of all, I'm going to bind the idman.exe file, which is the Internet Download Manager file, with the keylogger.exe file which I have just created. So I'm going to bind these two files, and then I'm going to create a setup file saying setup for Internet Download Manager cracked version. Here is a setup file that will set up the IDM for you on your device, and in addition to that, it's also going to run the keylogger in the background. So what I can do is I can publish this setup file on the internet, claiming that it is a setup file for the cracked version of Internet Download Manager, which many people want to download, obviously, because for their own reasons they don't want to pay anything and all that stuff. So a hacker can actually take advantage of this, and he can create a fake cracked version or a legit cracked version even, but he can inject, or he can bind this malicious file with the legit cracked version so that he can get a shell on their computer, or he can get a keylogger on the victim's computer, or anything like that. So now what I can do is I can upload this file onto the internet, and I can say this is the setup file for IDM cracked version, and people will download it. And once people install this, once people execute this setup file, it is going to be installed on their computer, and along with that my keylogger is also going to be installed on this computer. So let me show you the demo. Let me execute the setup file, and it is a legit installation program. Next, start. So the installation is finished. So there we go. Once the setup is done, the Internet Download Manager opened automatically, and this means that along with the Internet Download Manager, our keylogger is also running in the background. So it's doing all that stuff. It's capturing all the keystrokes, and it's going to be sending all these things to our FTP server. It's going to upload all the logs to the FTP server. So yes, that's one way how hackers can get into your computer. They can take advantage of such tools, such cracked versions and all that stuff, and they can get things on your computer. So it is always recommended that you download files from only the official and trusted sources. Do not even go for